Welcome to the Power Within. Again, my name is Brittany Burrell. I go by B Burrell. I am one of the top. I'm also used to saying chairman traders. I am, platinum 5,000, but traders inside this opportunity, and it's just super grateful to be here with you guys on tonight. I just want to share some value that will help you get through your week. Anybody ever needed some things or some gas to get through your week? Drop some ones in chat box if you just needed a little gas, if you just need a little increase in awareness to help you get through your week, to understand that everything is going to be okay. All right. So one thing I want to focus on tonight is your right to be rich. I want you to focus on that. I just spoke to a young lady not too long before this call. I said, everybody wants to make money, but everybody doesn't understand that money isn't something that you get. Money is something that you attract. Somebody drop attract in the chat box, because we have to be comfortable knowing that we deserve wealth. We have to be comfortable respecting wealth. Last week I did a call, and that call was entitled Luxury Slaves. And that call focused on people who believe they're free and they didn't have the awareness to realize they're not free. So if you still have to ask for permission, if you still have to nickel and dime, if there's restrictions in areas of your life, then that means you're still a luxury slave, meaning that there's things that you get to enjoy, but it has limits on it. So tonight I want to focus on your right to be rich. You first have to understand you have to be bold enough to claim that right. All right. You have to have a deeper mind. You have to have a strong desire. You have to honor that claim. Somebody drop claim in the chat box. Claim, 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 claim. It's not enough to want to desire wealth, right? And the first principle is, why in the world do I even want to have wealth? Does everybody know that reason? Yes or no? Does everybody know why they want wealth? Yes or no? All right. Because that's so important. Does everybody know why they want wealth? Right? Okay, good. We have to know that, because you can't just say, I want some money. You can't just say you want money. That's not enough. You have to say, I'm going to use this money for, okay? I'm going to use this money for, I want this wealth because, the why is the first ingredient. That's the most important ingredient, because if you don't have the why, if you don't have the burning desire, when you get to a certain place, when you get to a certain level of success, then you're not going to be fulfilled. You're going to be dissatisfied. So you got to make sure that your why, your because, your for is authentic and that is true, right? So let me ask y'all a question. Those that you do, does anybody have a reason? Is there somebody in your life that you're trying to build wealth for? Yes or no? Are there people around you? Are there loved ones that you know that you want to also bless them in your life? Right? Perfect. So now you need to do this. If you haven't had a conversation with them, you need to let them know, listen, I'm on a mission. I don't know how long it's going to take, but you're one of the main reasons I want to have this success. She just turned 15 months old. I love it. You need to have a conversation. Listen, I have not had much financial success, or I have had a lot of financial success in my past, but my past is no longer who I am, but you are a part of my why. And I wanted to publicly declare that with you so you can also hear it. And I also want to be held accountable, right? Your right to be rich is the foundation of your desire. Why do you want this stuff? Right? Because the reason that's so important is because a lot of people are so focused on when the results are not, when you're not always enthusiastic and excited, sometimes people can feel some discouragement. You can't focus on the work you're putting in today for a quick profit. See, planting seeds is not a quick get rich scheme. All right? Planting seeds is not a quick get rich scheme. Planting seeds means a harvest. See, when things are quick, that means it doesn't sustain. But when God puts a harvest in your life, that means you're going to eat all year. Somebody feeling me on tonight. You got to want to have a harvest for your life year after year after year after year. And he also has to see that you're deserving of that harvest, right? So are we planting seeds or are we planting lottery tickets? You got to make a decision. Your mentality is going to attract your reality. Okay, your mentality is going to attract your reality. So your right to be rich is predicated on your burning desire. Okay, first is predicated on your burning desire. Do I really desire wealth, or do I just want some money? Okay, What is the difference? Wanting something doesn't come with commitment, but desiring something means I am fearless. I am persevering. Nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to get it by all means necessary. And that also means I'm going to put forth maximum effort every single day. A lot of you guys are in position to go all in, but you don't go all in. You take advantage of this time. You're not aware that every single moment has to be accounted for. My uncle is running for the mayor again. He's run the mayor 2 terms. He stopped for about a whole 4 years, and then he was led to run again. I said, Uncle, how are you maintaining working for the city of Atlanta and also, running for mayor of Fairburn? He said, B, I wake up every single day and I pray to God. God, thank you so much that I maximize every second, every minute, every hour, and every single day. I don't want any minute to go unsatisfied. I don't want any minute to go without production. You got to sit there and analyze how much time am I committing to this journey? How much time am I really putting in? Some of you guys get excited because you do a little bit and say you just had a maximized day. If you believe you can do better, drop some B's in the chat box. If you believe you can do better, because I want you guys to understand this. Your right to be rich is predicated on your desire and your actions, guys. You got to put yourself in a state of desire, right? If you had a loved one, let me tell y'all what desire is. I probably done shared this before. I went on a cruise in 2018. Before I went on that cruise, I just pulled my grandma out of the hospital and I was just informed that she had a month to live. I didn't want to go on that cruise because the week before she got up to 1 or 2 months to live. But when I brought her home, she was okay. Guys, I was only on a cruise for 3 to 4 days. I got back, my grandmother was in hospice. The reason I am telling you this, because when I got out of that airplane, there was a burning desire to see my grandmother. There was a burning desire to see her before she transited. There was a burning desire to see her. So you got to have a burning desire to see those things that you want in your life. If you don't have your foot all the way down to the floor, if your pedal is, if your gas is not to the floor, guys, you don't have a burning desire. It's just a convenience. It's like running up the street to a convenience store, right? You cannot allow your goals to be a convenience. Your goals have to be something that is just out of sight, out of mind, that you got to go all in. So anybody has been in a space where you had a burning desire before? Yes or no in the chat box. Right? Anybody had a moment like I did when I had to go rush to see my grandmother? If you ever had that feeling before, if you've ever had your heart racing, if you've ever had your hands sweat, because you got to have this moment greater than any other thing in your life right now, drop some yeses and nos in the chat box. That's how you have to operate every single day. But in this space, you have to sustain it. You have to sustain it. It's not enough to be excited at the event. It's not enough to get off of this call and feel good. You got to feel good at all times. Because God is only going to give you what you desire. He's not going to show up prematurely. He's not going to come, hey, yo, I saw that this was something you may want. I'm going to be here. No. And the funny part about it, I love this, that he doesn't really, he gives you the desires of your heart, but he really gives you the access of your desire. Okay? He gives you access of your desire. And I hope somebody catching this, because I always tell people everything you could ever want was developed 2,000 years ago. But it's going to be your awareness, and it's going to be your burning desire, your faith, and your works that's going to give you the access code. That is the access code. If you got to put a password into blessings, it's your prayer life, it's your burning desire, it's your faith, and it's your works. You can't do one or the other, right? So you have to be bold enough to first claim your right to be rich, and then you got to get into your deeper mind and you got to claim it. You got to claim it. You got to claim it. It's not, you don't want just enough to go around. I see so many people that are luxury slaves. Go listen to that playback. It's on my YouTube. So many people are they just have just enough. I wasn't on the call last week. What are you even talking about? Well, luxury slave is somebody that they're content with restricted freedom. Okay? They are content with, I'm free. I live in the US. I mean, no. Some people that I know are working careers that they still have to ask permission from. Okay? Some people have bank accounts that they have to nickel and dime, that they have to cross their fingers and hope they can make it another day. Don't get me wrong, I've been there, so I'm speaking from experience. Right? Some of us are still living our loved ones. It doesn't matter. It's fine. But the point of me exposing people to the restricted freedom is to increase your burning desire. That was the whole purpose of that call. I wanted people to understand you're comfortable being where you are, because I'm going to tell you why. You can be there, you can be grateful, but if you're not putting that foot down to the ground every single day and going all in, you're not trying to exit. Who's trying to exit? Who's trying to go to the next level in their life? Somebody drop next level in the chat box. Who's trying to go to the next level in life? You got to get acquainted with the riches of your subconscious mind. You got to get acquainted with the riches of your subconscious mind. Okay? Well, what are the riches of my subconscious mind? My ability to speak, my ability to believe, my ability to have imagination. Right? I cannot wait to tell y'all this next testimony. I'm so waiting for this thing to close. But I don't want to say it prematurely because I know it's already done. But I want to screen share when it's done because I want y'all to see the physical side of it. But when I got off of that call last week, y'all, I had that experience. God exposed me to something greater that I didn't even ask for. Right? I had down an affirmation. This was the only thing I had my heart set on. And then he opened up a door. He redirected me to something better. Right? So I have a burning desire for riches. My nephew calls me million. My nephew said, Auntie, you got $1 million yet? Did you get that $1 million? I said, yeah, buddy, we're about halfway there. I said, you want to have $1 million party? He just talks about millions with me all the time. Right? He's 4 years old, y'all. $1 million auntie all the time. That's how I know it's destiny. Right? Somebody so young. And he said, well, can we have what's that show? Some type of kid show. Can we have this party? Dragon Ball Z party? I said, yeah, we can. Right? Because I'm so acquainted with wealth. I keep money around me. I talk about money. And a lot of people got to understand that when I talk about wealth, I'm not talking about mine. I'm talking about God's possessions. You got to understand the wealth that you're asking for access to God's bank account. You're asking access for God. Can I get some of that you got? Because when you understand that your riches come from him and that your riches are only his and that you're just a vessel to go out here and bless the world and do more things with it, he's got to see, does this person qualify? Did they enter the passcode? Because guess what? Because once you get access, it's unlimited, right? Once you get access, it's unlimited. So how do I get acquainted? Every single day that you wake up, you got to write it down. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am abundant. I am so happy and grateful that the money flows to me, avalanches of abundance. I am a wealth magnet. God sends me wealth. I'm a good steward of wealth. Money flows to me, right? Effortlessly, so that I can continue to do kingdom work. You got to speak those words. You got to recondition yourself because you're going to spend 8 hours a day in a space that is not going to create financial freedom. So at least live in your spiritual space. Okay? Get inside your spiritual space so that you can begin to live in that state of mind, regardless of where you are. Does that make sense, family? When money is circulating freely in your life, you are economically healthy. When money is circulating freely in your life, you are economically healthy. Guys, I tell people this all the time. I'm grateful for you guys to be learning how to trade. I'm grateful for you guys to be building this business. But I want to know, when was the last time you listened to an audio about finances? When was the last time? Because it's not enough to want wealth if you don't know how to manage it. What are you studying? Nothing else is going to flow freely to you because your limiting thoughts are still, your thoughts are still at the employee status. Some people are struggling building their accounts because they haven't read the books that I said to read. They haven't dived into the audios. You have to put yourself in position for expansion. How many of y'all want to have I'm going to say how many of you guys want to be so economically healthy that as you're giving so much money away, that is 10 times more coming in? This is anybody. I want to give $1 million. I want to tithe $1 million a month. I didn't realize how much it was. So I like, that's wait a minute, you're making 100 million. Okay, well, cool. I gotta go in. All right. Then I just don't want to give away money. I want to give away intellectual property. I host a masterclass called Daddy and Kiki. It's a trading masterclass. And when I do that class, It's so much in depth. It's so in depth. But the result, the reward that I get is not financially. All right. It's the seeing the people leave that event just knowing how to trade their butt off. They're so confident. They're like, be rich. Why? Because they seek the knowledge. There's two ways of learning, Takaya. There's two ways of learning, Nadia. The first way is learning those things that you know. It's those things that you've been told. 2 + 2 = 2, right? It's the knowledge that you were given. Okay. Don't touch the hot iron. But the other way of learning is seeking knowledge that you don't know. A lot of people stop at getting knowledge from something else versus seeking knowledge from things that they don't know. I hope y'all caught that. That is why people don't exceed, because they think learning is a one-way street. They're waiting on people to tell them something. They're waiting on somebody just to tell them something. And that's as far as their learning curve goes. That's why people struggle inside this opportunity, Nadia, because they haven't gotten the space of seeking the knowledge. What did God say? Knock, into the open. Seek, right? He's telling us all the time, but a lot of people are waiting just to simply be given. They're just waiting for it to be given. So that's why your bank account is still look like it's been something given to you, because you're not seeking greater. You're not seeking the knowledge. What do I do with the money when I get it? How do I protect the money? How do I let the money multiply? How do I stay on this royal road to riches? What is my right to be rich? What is that definition, right? What is that definition of me really getting what it is that I want? God says, ask and it shall be given unto you. A lot of you are not speaking about your goals enough. Seek and you shall find it. Seek and you shall find. How do I manage my wealth? Get it, guys. The amount of knowledge you have right now is because you sat in the classroom setting and a teacher gave you some knowledge. Yes or no? You sat in the classroom setting. You didn't have to go out there and do the research. They already had the program set in stone. They already had the syllabus. They already had the books. They already had your programming in place. Whew. Your programming was predestined before you were even born. Unfortunately, that was from mankind. A lot of people are limiting their destiny to the prerequisites that mankind had in place instead of accessing and seeking the predestination that God has already had in place. That's why a lot of people don't have wealth, because they're not seeking. Knock, right? Knocking, it shall be opened unto you. Burning desire. You don't want it. You're comfortable, right? Is everybody still comfortable on tonight? Are you comfortable with, are you still having more visions? You may have had this house for 10 years, but what about the new house? Y'all got to stop feeling like you got to stay somewhere for a long time. Life is about experiences. Creating wealth creates more experiences. Because when you have more money, you can begin to focus on what it is that you truly desire. What are you thinking about all day long? You thinking about that back office? You thinking about that blown account? Are you thinking about that job? What is your number one thought? Are you thinking about your challenges? Some challenges are going to rise out of your control. But I'm going to tell you what. Creating wealth allows your mentality to be freed up. Somebody drop freed up. I want your mind to be freed up tonight so you can begin to access the things that you really want. While you're waiting for the trading accounts to be compounded, while you're waiting for the back office to catch up to you planting these seeds, you got to be growing your mind, growing your credit. Where is the money going to go when I get the bag? That's what I'm be studying. All right. My wealth is so far beyond I am. My money from, it's almost like David. My money from I am is just the nest egg that I use for everything else. Right. You guys have to get wise about riches. It's not enough to just want it. Okay. So we got to become economically healthy. Now, what is economically healthy? The first thing is I need to focus on making 4 times my lifestyle. Now, your current expenses, I don't know your current expenses on a monthly basis, but I want you to think about that number, and then I want you to times it by 4. Now, some of y'all don't have enough expenses because you don't have a burning desire to have greater in your life. Y'all ain't heard it that way. Some of y'all don't have enough expenses. Let me tell you why. You don't have enough expenses because 4 times is still a low ball. You need to you need to be going out here running these plays, putting yourself in a better experience. When money is circulating freely in your life, you're economically healthy. Okay. What is the credit? What is your bank account, your mindset, your spiritual development, your physical development? I need everybody to focus on being the best version of yourself. If you're in pursuit of somebody, if you're pursuing somebody right now, if you want to get in a relationship, I don't want you to do that yet. I want you to pause and I want you to look at yourself. Would I want to date you? Would somebody want to date? Why would somebody want to date me? Should be the question I ask. What value do I add to this relationship? Some people want to be in love so bad and you don't even love yourself. You're not dropping that weight that you're supposed to be dropping. You're not eating better. Do y'all understand when you're completely spiritual, where you really love yourself, things are going to automatically change? Why in the world am I going to bring somebody into this relationship in my credit score if my bills are not where I need them to be? My credit is not where I need them to be. Where I don't pay my bills on time. I'm not healthy. I have a negative mentality. I'm not disciplined. Why would you do that? That's disrespectful. You need to focus on you, because let me tell you something. Who you are today, that's the type of relationship that you're going to attract. Who you are today is the type of relationship that you're going to attract. I don't want to attract the person that I am today. So I need to wait. So when I become my highest, my best version of myself, I'm going to attract somebody that is on my vibration. Because what's going to happen as you're in pursuit and you're growing, this person, they better be growing too, though. You're going to start outgrowing them. So wait till you grow. Get grown, get your growth, be healthy economically, be healthy spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. We went to school and we had to be graded on different subjects, yes or no? When we went to school, we had to be graded on different subjects. Don't be out here pursuing other people. I don't know why this came from. Somebody need to hear it, I guess. Don't be out here pursuing other people when you got F's in certain places of your life. Somebody said, get your grades up. You need to become economically healthy, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Right? You have to know the laws. Okay? Get your grades up. I find it very disrespectful for people to go out here and pursue and people know good well you got your stuff together. Right? But these are things that people aren't trained, because you got to remember, from kindergarten through college, that academic is already programmed for you to be a certain person. What's my stock worth? What's my value? If you've limited your education to the system, you've limited your resources in God. If you limit yourself to the system, you've limited the resources that you can access from God, because you're not using what he's given you. You're limiting yourself. You're not, hey, God, I've gotten this degree. This is cool, but now I want to go bigger. There are some things in your life that are going to require a faith degree and not a master's degree. Okay. But if you're not seeking the knowledge, seeking the word, seeking the kingdom, seeking the things that you need to develop, then you're just going to be at a master's degree on this earth and not at a faith degree, because a faith degree is going to open up doors that a master's could never open up. A faith degree is going to put you in places that you were never qualified to be in. A faith degree is going to put you at tables that you weren't qualified to sit at. A faith degree is going to have you standing on a stage with 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners that you didn't have, you didn't ask for. Okay? So y'all have to understand that. Do you understand the laws of your subconscious mind? A lot of people don't know this, but your conscious mind is the mind that you control. That's the mind that you say, she don't look good, he look all right, That's the mind that rejects things. That's the mind that accepts things. But then there's this little bit of amazing space called the power of your subconscious mind. And that is the mind that does things on autopilot. That's the mind that does things without thinking. That's the mind that you wake up and you could just drive and you could just brush your teeth, you just eat. Those are the things you don't think about. Are you guys doing things that you don't think about anymore? It's just autopilot for you. It's just autopilot. Social media is autopilot for a lot of people. Just scrolling all day, just not thinking about it. Man, I know I was on social media for 45 minutes. All right. Right. What things you can drive? You don't have to learn how to drive anymore. That's a subconscious thing now. You don't have to learn how to tie your shoes. You do that subconsciously. Is that correct, family? Yes or no? Right. You don't have to be trained on it. You just know it. You don't have to think about it. Once you learn things, it leaves room for new things to be learned. Okay. Once things become subconscious, it creates new room for new things to become subconscious. The question on tonight is, what new things are you trying to make subconscious in your life? Whew. What new things are you trying to make subconscious in your life? One thing, trading is very subconscious for me. Okay, I don't think about trading. I mean, I don't think about it at all. Right? So building this business is subconscious for me. I don't have to force myself to do things. See, that's the thing. That's the difference between if it's a subconscious behavior or it's conscious. You see, consciously, you can reject things. You can, oh, I really don't feel like exercising today. Oh, I don't feel like taking out the trash. Oh, I don't feel like. The conscious mind is the mind that doesn't feel like it. Oh, B, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. The conscious mind is the mind that will speak, I don't feel like it. You want to get things into the subconscious mind. Somebody drop some SCs in the chat box. I don't feel like compounding my account. I don't feel like watching the academy. I don't feel like studying. I don't feel like modifying my calendar to really make this space more important. I don't feel like making modifications. So you stay where you are. When trading and building this business or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your career is, when it becomes subconscious mind, guys, you no longer have to think about it. And you're going to be planting seeds so subconsciously that when the harvest hits you, you're just like, oh, dang, I didn't even realize I was that close. Whew. I didn't realize I was that close because I just been doing on autopilot. All right. I teach all the time. I say, y'all, you got to go through the academy. I know, man, I've been here for 3 months. I still ain't really went through the academy. We still don't really want to make money. It's not something you truly desire, right? What are you going to put into your subconscious mind? Building wealth has to be something of a subconscious habit. Okay. One reason many people simply make ends meet and never have enough money is that they condemn money. It takes wings and it flies away from you. How in the world do I condemn money? Man, B, I really don't have no money. I would never say that. There's been times, especially in the beginning of this opportunity, I was dead broke, but I never told nobody. I never spoke about it because whatever I speak about, I gave life to. All right. I don't know, man. I keep blowing these accounts and I just know what not to say no more because God lives within me. So that means God's power is prevailing every time I speak. And if his words create life and he lives within me, that means all life is coming out of me. All creation is coming out of my mouth. But you got to develop a conscious awareness of what to say and what's not to say. But imagine when it becomes subconscious awareness. Woo! Y'all ain't heard that term before. Subconscious awareness. Conscious awareness, I probably just made this up. Conscious awareness is knowing. It's knowing. But subconscious awareness is I don't have to know about it. I don't have to think about it no more. It's a part of me. Oh my goodness. I know. And not to think. Guys, do y'all understand you want to move from knowing to not thinking? I mean, what you mean? I don't have to think about brushing my teeth. I don't have to think about taking a shower. I don't have to think about turning the ignition on. Those things are part of my identity. The things I no longer think about are part of my identity. I'm not talking about thinking about some things that you're trying to forget. I'm talking about forget. It's not thinking about things that are now a part of you that you don't have to contribute energy to. Because now you become one. So when do you become one with wealth? When do you become one with speaking wealth? When do you become one with not a gosh? It's tough reading The Science of Getting Rich. He speaks in there. After left that book in London last year in first Delta One suite. My book is still sitting in somebody's cupboard. Guess what? He says, you don't have, I don't want you to feel bad, but because being broke in poverty and homelessness, you got to almost acknowledge that don't exist. Because when you believe there's only wealth, there's no lack anywhere. So I said, I got to make it. The only way I can fix that is to teach people how not to think in lack. It's not enough to just go give food and bags. No, we got to rehabilitate their thinking. You're going to the gym, but eating McDonald's every day. Right? Rehabilitation. So when was the last time you said you don't have enough? When was the last time that you said, man, right? Do not make a god of money. It is only a symbol. I'm going to tell y'all what riches is. Riches is in your mind. Okay? Riches is in your mind. Riches is not this cash that's sitting on my desk. Riches is not my crypto portfolio. Riches is not the money in my bank account. Riches is not the money in my trading account. Riches is not on the external plane. Please write this down. Riches is not on the external plane. Riches is in your mind. Because when I can begin to understand the power of my mind, I understand I can attract anything. Because whatever you don't think about subconsciously anymore, you do it out of habit. It begins to come to you. It begins to be attracted to you. It begins to find you. I need y'all to catch that. What do you want to find you? Somebody drop that in the chat box. What's something that's so on autopilot for you? It's so subconscious for you that things just begin to find you. It just begins to find you. It's seeking you. It's seeking you. You asked for it, you knocked, but now it's seeking you. Right? Maybe when they wrote that text, you're supposed to ask. You're supposed to use your mouth and declare it. You're supposed to knock and go out here and work. But maybe it was supposed to seek you. It was supposed to find you. Right? And then it was going to open up. That's something to think about. So you don't make a god of money, guys, because royal road to riches is in your mind. If you begin to only think in abundance, if you begin to master where you're going to make these investments, when you begin to focus on giving and blessing other people, when that becomes a part of your identity, it's going to seek you. Money is being printed every single day. People are making billions. Rihanna's a billionaire now. Kanye, Jay-Z, everybody's become a billionaire. Because it was state of mind. Your state of mind, this really, you write it this way. What is the value of my mind? What is the value of my mind? What is the value of my thinking? What am I attracting to myself? You don't make money your sole aim. You got to focus on love, peace, happiness, joy, gentleness, self-control, discipline. I know a lot of people got a lot of money who are miserable. They don't have joy. They don't have peace. They don't have gentleness. They're not compassionate. They don't have self-discipline. They don't have self-control. They're in their bag. But I don't want to be in my bag and losing my mind. Right? There's no virtue in poverty. It is a disease of the mind. Riches come from the mind. Poverty comes from the mind. Whatever you attract on the external plane, you need to look at yourself and say, what am I thinking? Whatever you attracted in your life on tonight, you got to look at yourself and say, what am I thinking? Because whatever is in you, whatever you're physically living is a reflection of what you were thinking. Don't get mad at the job. Don't get mad at the housing. Don't get mad at the government. You need to check yourself. Man, I'm tired of living in this house. Man, I'm tired of driving this car. First of all, I would never say those things. Gratitude. You can have blissful dissatisfaction, which is I'm grateful, but I'm ready for more. I'm ready for better. But when you look at your present circumstance, family, you need to look at your present thinking, because the thinking is what attracted it to you in the first place. Your right to be rich is going to be predicated on how you think. How many of y'all know negative people in the world? Drop some in the chat, boy. Y'all know some negative folks, right? Y'all know some negative folks? Now, all the negative people that y'all know, do they have peace? You may know them personally or not, but do they look like they got peace? Are they loved? Some of them may be living lavish, but do they got peace? Because a peace is a gift from God. Peace is a gift from God. You can't, listen, oh my goodness. You cannot confuse having money as a gift from God. Oh my goodness. Because he blesses the just and unjust. But you have to understand, your gifts are all going to be spiritual. Okay? All your gifts are going to be spiritual gifts. What is JPL talking about? Okay? So what gifts do I want from God? I want peace. If you want peace, drop peace in the chat box. I want peace. I got so much peace of mind. It's going to be hard for anybody to interrupt that peace. I don't even know how to not have peace. Peace, gentleness, compassion, joy. You have to focus on those things. All right? Picture the end in mind, which we hear that all the time, but are you speaking? God, I'm so happy and grateful now that money flows to me on a continuous basis and increasing quantities from multiple sources. God, I'm so happy and grateful now that you send money to me. I'm so happy. And now that I live in the consciousnness of God all day long, whatever you believe in, that's what you speak. But I'm telling y'all, I have so much peace. I'm so happy all the time. It pisses people off. My happiness pisses people off. I think some people don't even call me no more because they don't want to hear me be positive. Right? And that's what happens. See, sometimes your peace will intimidate people. And sometimes your peace will guard your peace. Sometimes your peace will guard your peace because people don't want to be in the presence of peace. It's uncomfortable for them. So they will intentionally not reach out to you and not be around you because you're too peaceful. Right? You're not chaotic enough. You don't gossip enough. You don't talk about drama enough. You're not negative enough. So I don't really want to hang out with you no more because you too happy all the time. You just calm now. I don't really want to be around you. And that's okay because they just have to be developed. And that's where your responsibility comes in. You need to still love on them and plant seeds in their life so that they begin to have a transformation because they can't even access the royal road to riches because they don't have peace. Remember, the royal road to riches is in your mind, not on the external plane. So when y'all hear me say that, your right to be rich is mentally and spiritually. You get this money up right here. You get this bag secured. You compound your knowledge every day. You're seeking knowledge and you're growing. You're learning so many different things. Guess what? It can only be expressed on the external plane because you're just in the reflection. I remember I heard David do a training about 2 years ago. He said, you got to live from the inside out. I was a platinum 1000 at the time. Came to Atlanta. Live from the inside out. And I said, yeah, that sounds pretty accurate to me. Right? We're getting so backwards. We're waiting for external things to validate our self-love. We're waiting for external things to validate our peace. We're waiting for material things where you're asking for, oh my goodness, you're waiting for physical items that were created by man to give you the peace of God. Jesus. So a lot of people are seeking earthly possessions for spiritual peace. That's why they don't ever win. We see a lot of people get bags, be wealthy, but a lot of times it's really, I love saying this song. Kendrick Lamar has a song called Vanity Slaves. And he talks about how people never had nothing. So they've never had nothing. So they're so busy trying to show people that they got something. Vanity slave. Right? What I need. I got everything I need. Cause it's right here. It's here. A lot of people don't know everything they need is right here. This is so undervalued because you can't go out here and do these things and begin to attract these things in your life if it doesn't live here first. So y'all ask me, there's this thing that says there's no place like home. So what is home for you? What does your home look like? What does your home look like? Right? I remember when I used to be so broke, nobody knew that I would go out here and look clean. Listen, back in the day, about 10 years ago, 13 years ago, probably, clean all the time. Right? Yeah, I know you got money. You always clean. Yeah, I appreciate that. I just say, yeah. All right, yeah. And this wasn't because I wasn't getting money. I just sucked at money management at the time. So what do you look like even when you're broke? What do you look like even when you ain't got money on the external plane? What do you look like as a representation of the kingdom? People don't believe that you even want to be financially free because you still looking like lack. Is your words speaking lack? What do you look like when you speak? Right? Everything is about living in that moment now. Some people may be dealing with confidence. Some people may be self-conscious, and all that is fine. But when you begin to gain the awareness that your walk is kingdom, then you're going to be that king and queen that you need to be. Right? Some people go and they do Halloween, and some people play dress up for Halloween. But what if you play dress up for God? What if you play dress up for what's coming for you? What if you play dress up for what's on the way to you because you can't dress? Oh my goodness. Oh, what if you play dress up for what's en route to you? Because you cannot dress up you cannot dress up what's not on the way. What does that mean? If you're not playing dress up, it ain't headed to you. If you're not playing dress up, it's not headed to you. Your mental, your spiritual. Guys, who do you freaking want to be? Who do you want to be? Stop waiting around. I put this on my Instagram today. Stop waiting for certain moments, for people, for things. Stop waiting for things to happen for you to take action, for you to do what you need to do. Listen, generational wealth. If you're on the line, drop some plugs in the chat box for me real quick. Drop some plugs in the chat box and GW on the line, because I'm about to tell you, I want y'all to know I love y'all, but I don't need y'all. Because my belief is based off of what God is doing in my life. I don't want y'all to take that the wrong way. I'm not sitting around waiting on what anybody in generational wealth is doing, because my work is based off of what me and the assignment God gave me. And I hope you understand your assignment is based off what God gave you. Right? And then when those assignments come together, a bigger purpose can be served. But understand, my belief exceeds human activity. My belief exceeds what you're doing and don't do. You have to understand that. So, for all of y'all who have a career, for all y'all who have a business outside of this company, for all you guys who are in pursuit of something, stop waiting on the right moment. Stop waiting on the account to look a certain way. Write down what you need to do today, what you can do today, and take action. Because whatever it is that you're avoiding, God is avoiding you. And he's not doing it on purpose. It's just because you're not at the level of desire for him to come to you on purpose. Do you understand your avoidance to taking action is counter? Oh my goodness. Your avoidance to take action is counteracting what you want to attract. Goodness. Your avoidance you're skipping things. You're not doing things. You're not You're not participating in your role. You're not meeting all the requirements. You're not trying to get the Oscar. When are you going to get your Oscar? When are you going to get your award? When are you going to be on that stage? When are you going to be attractive? Not just physically, family, but when is God going to be attracted to your faith? When is he going to be pulled to you? I don't want you to have a crisis for you to start taking action. My grandmother was alive when I joined this company, but I had a burning desire like it was her last day. Y'all understand? My grandmother was alive and healthy when I joined this company. A year later, she passed away from kidney failure. I never stopped, no matter how many cries I still do today, all that. Because guess what? The desire started back in 2017, and I ain't let up. I ain't let up. Somebody say, I ain't let up. Right? So let's analyze ourselves tonight. What are we waiting on to take action? You really got to, that's a real conversation we got to have with ourselves tonight. Because the royal road to riches, your right to be rich, is already there. Your right to be rich is already there. That ain't something you got to, man, I hope I make $1 million one day. That ain't something you got to be rubbing your hands and asking. Because it starts here. If you can learn to make $10, you can learn to make 100. If you can learn to make $100, you can learn to make 1,000, but you got to be aware of how you made it. Your level of awareness is going to, and then at that point in time, your numbers are just expanding because now, I got to figure it out, payroll. I just got to write it down. I got to speak it. I got to walk it. I got to talk it. I got to be that person today. Guys, they've been calling me a six-figure trader when there was $0 in my trading account. Jesus. They've been calling me a six-figure trader when I had $0 in my trading account. I signed up with this company with no money, negative account balance. But because I began to be the role, I began to study, I began to focus. Guess what came? Jesus. Guess what came? God said, be special delivery. I was able to receive the signal of your heart. I was able to receive that six-figure signal in your heart. I began to, those waves start pulling me in. You are a magnet. You are a force. So guys, what are you freaking trying to attract in your life? Some of y'all sitting there waiting for your upline to build your business. Ooh, don't use them words. The F word almost came out. Bump your upline. The F word was fire, by the way. Fire upline. I'm gonna be real. Somebody cut some. Listen, y'all finna be pissed off. If some of y'all are waiting on payday sessions to get paid. Some of y'all are waiting on Riyadh to do some work before you take action. Some of y'all are waiting on Riyadh to get an event space before you doing events. Some of y'all are waiting. That word wait shouldn't be based off of another person. The wait should just be based off of you waiting for God. No. The wait should just be you waiting for you to access what God has already declared in your life. That's the only waiting period. There is no waiting period for other people, for other places, for other things, for other finances. The only waiting period is I'm going to do the work until God grants me access to the passcode, faith, belief, action, and works. Because there's something called a handout. Somebody drop handout in the chat box. Somebody drop handout in the chat box. Guys, the definition of a handout is waiting for something to be given free to a needy person or organization. Jesus Christ. A handout means giving something given freely to a needy person or a needy organization. Riyadh called me yesterday, B, what's going on, man? I'm sorry, man, I've been doing daddy duties. I said, bro, everything popping, man, just checking on you. I said, you need me to do the thing? Is anything? He said, no, I know you run the place. I don't need Riyadh to build my business. Cliff, you told me. She said you get paid for a downline, not an upline. Some of y'all are trying to get paid for an upline. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I don't know how I got on the builder side, but that's in my spirit. Some of y'all are waiting for things in your life. Right? Some of y'all are waiting for handouts in your life before you take action. Right? I'm waiting on my upline to do this. I don't give a flying. Listen, Gio, JBL, I love y'all, but I'm not waiting on y'all. Not waiting on y'all. Chad ain't waiting on you either. Never have, never will, because my contract is with God. We just happen to be in the same company. We just happen to be in the same organization. That doesn't mean I don't honor and I'm disobedient, but I'm letting y'all know, if I waited for them, I wouldn't be a six-figure trader right now. I need y'all to understand that. I'll be back. I got something I need to focus on. If I waited on them, y'all wouldn't know who Daddy and Kiki was. If I waited on them, y'all wouldn't know who Generation was. If I waited on them, your waiting should not be predicated on what people can do for you. Your humility should be, but your waiting period is that contract that you have with God. What is your assignment? What are you supposed to do? And what action steps that can you take today? That is your responsibility. So you're waiting on the perfect car. You're waiting on the perfect look. You're waiting on the perfect bank account. You're waiting on the perfect direction and instruction. You know what to do. You know how to compound your account. You know how to use the products. And if you're not using, that means you're not seeking. Seeking. Handouts is a form of slavery because your success is dependent upon what I can do for you and not what you can do for you. Put that on the quote. Handouts are a form of slavery because your success, your outcome is dependent upon what I can do for you, not what you can do for you. Now, guys, there's a difference between somebody looking out for you and you becoming a leech. It's two totally different things. All right. I might be hitting y'all up for some bread soon. I'm going to need some help. What I'm talking about is the person who doesn't take action, the person who is not using what God has within them. Why are you waiting, calling somebody else when all you need to call, just look up and call, right? What do I need to do today to take action? What am I fearful of? A lot of inaction is it's either lack of confidence or fear or lack of desire. So go home tonight and write down, first, do I really want to be wealthy? Put a check, yes or no. Second, do I desire to be wealthy? It's two totally different things. Cool. What do I know I can do today to make it happen? Great. What do I know I can do today that I'm not doing that can make it happen? And how long am I not going to do the assignment, the studies, the homework for me to access it? I did a call not so long ago. I said it's not enough to just be close to success. You definitely want to be surrounded by it because you'll be a product of your environment. But how do you guys understand that you could be close and still be BSing around? Right? It is time for you guys to understand every single thing you want. It has to become second nature. It has to become a part of your when you force it, it's not a part of who you are yet. Please write this down. If I have to force myself to do something, if it seems like mental work, oh, it's a challenge. It may sometimes be the easiest things. I've been guilty of it. But if I have to force myself to do a task, it's not a part of my identity yet. And that's why I have not been able to access the desires of my heart, because I have not identified with those things that I need to do. Once those things that we're not doing, that we're supposed to be doing, et cetera, once it becomes a part of our identity, guys, when you pull your ID out your wallet, it'll say millionaire because you took the class and you passed it, and you can drive your way to freedom unconsciously because you've been driving every single day. You've been doing those tasks every single day. So when you pull out your ID, it says billionaire, six-figure earner, chairman. But it took for you to study and seek the knowledge and pass the test for you to be granted access. So when you get your driver's license and your ID, they give you a book. You got to go through that book. You got to learn these things. Then you got to take a test. But this is what a lot of people do. They got access to the books and they got access to the test because God is giving you the test, but you don't even pick up the book. And the book ain't just reading. The book is action. You physically got to lift the book. That's action. You physically got to take these action steps, guys, for your identity to change. Otherwise, you still got that same identity you had when you was in high school. I think some of y'all was looking busted and disgusted in high school. You still carrying around that 10-year-old ID because you won't do what you're supposed to do. But I don't really want to take that driver's test. I really don't want to learn how to parallel park. Well, your blessings are going to be parallel to you until you get it right. Your blessings are going to be parallel to you until you get it right. All right? But that's what it boils down to, family. What needs to become second nature? What needs to be part of my subconscious mind? Those things that are in your subconscious mind is who you identify with, not your conscious mind, because your conscious mind rejects things. Okay? Secondly, what do I need to do? Who do I need to become? Have a conversation with a mentor. Say, what do you do every day? What things? Some of y'all already know what you're supposed to do. All right? The systems is already in place, guys. But you can't skip parallel parking. Or your identity is going to remain the same. Right? Or your identity is going to remain the same. Hold on. Somebody said JBL, I'm on the call. So that's the call, family. Okay. You got to get it here. Okay. You got to get it in your mind. You got to get it right. Okay. Stop avoiding a new identity. Listen, faith it till you make it. I want you to look good. We talk about this. My organization been talking about this for so long. It's about how you feel. If you feel like crap every day, if you look like crap every day, then your bank account gonna be crappy. Your relationship that you attract are gonna be crappy. Okay? Get out here and feel your best. Get out here and look your best. Stop playing around with this, guys. Okay? Now I'm guilty. My hair needs to be done. But I'm waiting because of the event this weekend. All right? That's my excuse. But I want y'all to understand, if I look at you, who do I see? And if you look at you, who do you see? I'm going to see who you see. You can't outact who you really are. Okay? You can never outact. You can probably try to cover it up. But even bruises can be seen after makeup goes away. You have to understand, what are we seeing under you? What is underneath you? Once the powder goes away, we actually see what's going on in your life. So become the person you need to become. Get out here. Don't wait for perfect situations of people. Take action. Take action, guys. I tell people all the time, I love this company because people can actually become millionaires, but people don't identify with being one. People can become millionaires, but they don't identify with being one because their habits don't change. They're not changing their ID. They're not running the test. They're not running the plays. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. And they're not even willing to stick through the test. That's the thing about it. Stick through the test so you can keep seeing, okay, dang, I got this answer wrong. I got to go back to the drawing board. Let me go fix it. Okay, I got this answer wrong. I got that call wrong. I did that three-way wrong. I did that account wrong. I blew that account. That's okay, guys. Don't worry. It's okay if you're blowing accounts. I don't mind you blowing accounts and doing things wrong. Just don't quit. You got to keep going through those tests. You keep going through those trials. Okay. So let's make it happen. All right. Anybody finna have a upgrade? Drop some upgrades in the chat box. We're finna make some upgrades. Change your hair. Change your wardrobe. When I move, I'm leaving this entire office at this house. I'm buying all new furniture, all new clothes. If I can get a new hair, I would too. Get a new wig, but it's lots, right? Everything new. Everything new. Everything in this room is not who I am anymore. I got to listen, new. Okay. So sit there and think about it. Write it out. Everything on your sheet. I keep everything new. I wrote it down first, and then I print down everything I wrote and I put it around the house because I like to see what I wrote. Okay. God said He's gonna give me what I wrote. So let me keep writing it down. Write it down and keep looking at it. Okay, sure. Okay. Okay, let me stay on track. Bang, I forgot. Let me make sure I make my agenda, my habits correlate with me getting this purchase. My habits will correlate with me getting this. So when the opportunity presents itself, you were prepared. A lot of people miss opportunities because they wasn't prepared to access it. Imagine 500 people get into your back, 500 people drop in your back office. But because you never did the presentations, because you never did three-way calls, because you were avoiding the work, nobody was stayed in your business because you never prepared to receive it. Jesus. And you're gonna be sick. Imagine 50 grand just drops in your trading account today. $100,000 just drops in your trading account today. And then because you wasn't studying risk management, you wasn't following your trading plan, and it wasn't a habit that you were trying to develop. When the bigger money came, you still blew that a month later. Some people will do it in a day. Right? Put on the lot sizes. All right. There we go. New beginning. That's our hashtag. Some of y'all can't spell beginning. Somebody drop beginning in the chat so they can copy and paste. New beginning. All right. Let's get it. New me. Who you? Who you? New you. All right. I'm gonna inbox some of y'all. You still look like yesterday. I'm gonna inbox some of y'all. You still look like yesterday. All right. I love y'all. That concludes our call tonight. I will upload the video to YouTube. All right. Take action. Stop waiting around. Only allow God to send those blessings to you. Oh, he's only gonna send those blessings to you. But allow your waiting period to be with your contract with God, not your contract with people. And let's get it, man. New identity, new levels, new bag, new blessings. Let's go. I'm on a new level. There you go.